NBC10 Breaking News.
I'm NBC10's Rosemary Connors with that breaking news from the Philadelphia Police Department. Philadelphia Interim Police Commissioner John Stanford is announcing an arrest in the shooting death of Officer Richard Mendez last week in a parking garage at Philadelphia International Airport. Let's take a listen.
All right, we're here today to provide an update on the case regarding the shooting of Officer Ortiz and the murder of Officer Mendez, which occurred last Thursday, October 12th. Before I step aside for you to receive the details of the actual arrest, I want to publicly thank everyone for their support that they have given this department, have given the family of Officer Mendez and Officer Ortiz. We've received condolences from President Biden, Governor Shapiro, all of our elected city and state officials, both past and present, former commissioners of this department, the director of the FBI, and a host of others, both law enforcement and non-law enforcement. And it's greatly appreciated just to know that we had that type of support in the time that we needed the most. And so it's something I just wanted to acknowledge. The FOP and SALEA, which is the Spanish American Law Enforcement Association, they have done a tremendous job in wrapping their arms around this family, as well as wrapping their arms around Officer Ortiz, as well as the Airport District and the 25th Police District. The FOP has been able to secure donations from a number of different individuals, combined with some of the city's reward money, totaling an amount of $237,000, $237,400 is where it's at this point in time. I also want to take a moment to thank all of the homicide and shooting investigation group investigators, as well as the supervisors who have worked endlessly since this occurred, and along with all of our partners from the FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals, New Jersey State Police, Pennsylvania State Police, and the District Attorney's Office. And I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but we have had tremendous help from our law enforcement partners, both in this city and across this country. Not just the support in terms of them calling and giving their condolences, but their support in this investigation. Just also want you to know, our homicide investigators, obviously, you know, they've spent so much time on this investigation, but it doesn't mean that they don't stop working on the other homicide investigations. In fact, over the weekend, in addition to this investigation, they were able to make 2 arrests for 2 other homicides, unrelated, as well as securing a warrant for an additional homicide. So, again, I just wanted to throw that out there, because sometimes the thought is that we spend all of our focus and attention just on a police-related murder, but that's not the case. We obviously have all of our partners here supporting us, and that's the support and the work that they do every day. But I just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to turn it over to First Deputy Venor to give all of the specifics and the details surrounding the investigation at this point in time, as well as the arrest itself. And then you will hear from Council Member Ketsi Lozada, who is a friend of the family of Officer Mendez, and she'll provide some remarks on behalf of their family, as well as on behalf of Officer Ortiz.
All right. Good afternoon. Just to go back to what we talked about previous, we identified the decedent from last week as Jesus Morera Durant. We believe he was involved in the incident, as we told you in the past. But we also believe he had up to 3 accomplices that day. And over the weekend, we were able to develop probable cause on one of the individuals by the name of Yabrani Martinez Fernandez, 18-year-old male from Camden County, New Jersey. We believe that individual participated in the theft of the vehicle and was subsequently involved in the shooting homicides of Officer Ortiz, Officer Mendez, as well as the individual that was with them, Jesus Durant. We believe that one of these accomplices was responsible for firing a firearm, which shot all 3 of these individuals. That's what the evidence is showing us at this time. That is preliminary, but that's right now what we have. We are working very hard to obtain more evidence on additional individuals. Just to give you a little bit of details into what happened today, approximately 2 a.m., investigators received information that the individual, Martinez Fernandez, was in the area of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. They proceeded to a location there. and approximately just before 4 a.m., U.S. Marshals, FBI, and members of the New Jersey State Police, as well as the Homicide Division, moved in and were able to effect the arrest of the individual. Lieutenant Fry, who's standing just to my right, she was able to place Officer Richard Mendez's cuffs on the defendant when he was processed and transported to New Jersey State Police. He's currently there waiting extradition to Philadelphia for charges of murder. All right, I'm going to turn things over right now to Councilwoman Lozada to speak on the family, and then we'll answer any questions.
Good afternoon. Richie was a friend, and so was Officer Ortiz. I'd like, before I share their brief statement, I'd like to also thank everyone who has reached out to me, to my office, to my staff who worked very closely with Richie during his time in the 25th Police District. We are grateful for all of the love and support that we've received as well. As I mentioned, I had an opportunity to meet with the Mendez family this afternoon, and they asked me to share the following statement. We appreciate the people for reaching out and we are grateful for the overwhelming amount of support we've received. But at this time, we're asking for you to please allow us time to grieve. Richie was a great man who was loved by many, and we will continue to love him through the memories we have of him. He was an upstanding family man. Family was his #1 priority. As a son, husband, and father, his daughter Mia was his pride and joy, along with his wife Alexandra. To his family, he was the person everyone went to when they didn't know what to do. Richie's response was always, "We will figure it out together." The officers who worked with him will tell you that he was an asset to the police force. Richie Mendez led by example. He never complained and always was willing to help. No matter what the assignment, he showed up ready and with a positive attitude. He received his master's degree in 2019 and had plans to become a college professor after retiring. Mia is currently in college and will be sure to make her dad proud. Once again, from the family, we appreciate your love and support. Mia, Alexandra, and family. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember, and thanks, everyone. For a few minutes, we're going to take some Q&A, but I'm going to remind you again, we're still very early into it. What's going to be a long and drawn-out investigation, so we're going to be limited into the responses that we can give. So, we're going to start right there.
I just wanted to know, did the reward encourage someone to give up this information about where to find the latest suspect?
Well, as Sergeant Grip said, we're still very active in the investigation, so I'm not going to comment on where the information came from. One thing I do want to say is we need more. We need more people to call. We still have at least 2 individuals who are at large, and there could be more that are out of the sight of that vehicle or what the officers were able to see. So we're encouraging the people to call. There's still a reward.
Would you say his name again for the person you've arrested?
Sure.
How do you think whether he's involved in an organization with the 18-year-old who was killed that's coming over to steal cars here at the airport?
So it's Yabrani, Martinez, Fernandez, okay? I'm not going to comment on an organization that we are working with the state police as well as our federal partners on seeing if this is an organization and how much they're involved in. We're not quite there yet to say, but that'll come at a later date, and it's still active. That investigation's still active also.
Yeah,
Sure. Well, he'll send it out to you. He'll send it out to you.
Push it out to all of you shortly, okay? The mugshot, he's still with New Jersey, but
You've been listening live to a news conference from the Philadelphia Police Department related to the murder of Officer Richard Mendez. and the shooting injury to Officer Raul Ortiz. Here's what we know. Philadelphia police say that they got some information about a suspect related to the case, and at 2 o'clock this morning, they were able to locate 18-year-old Yabrani Martinez Fernandez of Camden County. That's the name of the suspect. That's how they've identified him. They say he was hiding out in Cherry Hill. Around 4 o'clock this morning, U.S. Marshals, FBI, New Jersey State Police, and Philadelphia police all moved in to make the arrest. They say that this suspect is now in the custody of New Jersey State Police and awaiting for extradition to Philadelphia to face charges of murder for the officer who was gunned down at the parking garage at Philadelphia International Airport on Thursday evening. Police will not say where the information came from, how they came to locate the suspect, but they say they do need more information. At least 2 other suspects may be out there. They say that when this suspect was arrested today, they placed Officer Mendez's cuffs on him. There is a $237,400 reward in this case. That reward money has grown since the weekend. And again, Philadelphia police are still looking for more information as they believe that there may be as many as 4 people who were involved in this shooting death and this murder and, of course, the injury to the other officer. We are going to continue to watch this story, of course, here on the air and online. In fact, download the free NBC10 app for breaking news alerts. That way you'll get instant updates on the go. We'll continue to have more information, like I said, right here on the air starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'm NBC10's Rosemary Connors. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.